I hope you had a great experience building GPT using all of those files and asking it questions, trying projects, and seeing how you can have an ongoing conversation and have multiple conversations, and I'll store that in the project. We're going to look at NotebookLM, which is a product from Google. You'll want to log in to Google. If you type in just notebook.google and click try it, it should bring it in here. Again, you may need to log in. Now, coming back to a point on GPT, if you do have a chat and you're having a conversation and you wanted to move that into a project, you can do that by clicking here and go to the Move a Project, and you can shift it over here. So that's a nice feature to have ongoing conversations. Let's take a look at NotebookLM. Come up here and click Create New. One of the advantages that NotebookLM has is some really nice features. This is going to be your resource for your study guide and for creating short videos, podcasts, mind maps, etc. So you can connect directly to Google Drive, so that's where a lot of the files are. I could do it that way. You can also bring in YouTube videos and websites and have it search information from websites, or you can attach other documents and sources over here. You can also paste text. You have up to 300 different documents that you can put in here. Again, I think probably about 100 pages of text content is about the sweet spot where you have lots of information and you're not yet getting to context rot. As you get to higher information, you may find that it doesn't work quite as well as it did with about 100,000 tokens. So let's go ahead and upload these sources here. These are those transcripts we were looking at before. We're also going to take in a video. This is a prompting video that I'm going to bring in from YouTube, which can show you how to create PowerPoints more efficiently and effectively. So I'll go ahead and just copy this URL here. And just again to demonstrate that we can bring it in here, we'll add it to the sources here. And you can add it by clicking YouTube and click the URL. We're going to do a couple different things with this content. First of all, we're going to have it create a mind map. And you can give it flashcards to be able to study. You can have it create a quiz. These are things in the studio. And I'm going to encourage you to do that before you do the white belt testing, just to reinforce your knowledge and to give it a try. After you've uploaded the documents, go ahead and press pause and give it a try. Okay, hopefully you had a good experience with flashcards. Now there's two tricks. There's this little button over here which allows you to customize it. And this is a really good thing to know because you can make it easier or harder. You can set the length of it. You can give it custom instructions. So you can say, I am a marketer. Help focus on use cases in marketing. And it will generate, if you put sales instead or engineering or whatever your role is, it will then personalize that information for that content. Hopefully you found that already, but if you just try the generic flashcards, try it again, this time using that personalization where you put in a little bit more about your roles. Now I clicked mind map earlier, so we're going to come back and show what that does, and then we'll look at the flashcards after that's generated. Mind map takes the information and creates this canvas where it begins to summarize. Again, this is across 20 different sources of information. It's pretty impressive. We can go into the fundamentals of artificial intelligence, for example, and we can see the canvas here. And we can ask questions and add to that content if we wanted to ask more. And here we can see the fundamentals of AI versus human intelligence. If we wanted to go deeper here, we can say that AI is grown, not programmed. AI works off probabilities. And the prediction problem is easier than conscientious thinking. So it begins to unpack the ideas and the information. And on the probabilities, by the way, one of the interesting insights is how AI hallucinates. And to us, we think it's being untruthful, but in the AI, it is giving information that is more probabilistically true than what the actual facts are. It's a feature of AI to work off probabilities, and that can sometimes lead to hallucinations, and that's why it's important to ground the information, which is why we might use retrieval augmented generation and so forth. So we can talk a little bit more here, and we can discuss what these sources say about AI works off probabilities and expert prediction. So this then generated an answer with more information. It cited the sources and talks about the dynamic and can be sycophantic. We can say, tell me more about why AI hallucinates and how it relates to probability. You can ask it pretty much any question and it will be grounded in the content that's there. I haven't given it the content of what I just explained about AI hallucinations yet. This will be the only transcript that's not part of this AI, but we can see that it gave a pretty good answer. And that's, I think, pretty useful. Okay, so have fun with the mind maps, but let's go ahead and go back to the studio. We can see that it's generated flashcards. We'll come back to that in a second, but let's go ahead and get two other things going. We're going to get an audio overview going. This creates a podcast for you. Again, we're going to personalize it. We can do a deep dive, which would be a long information. We can have it be a debate or a critique. And we're going to go ahead and go with the brief. And we're going to, again, focus marketing use cases. We'll hit generate. That will take a few minutes. Video takes even longer to do. And similarly, we can click the personalize. We can pick the style of the art that we want to create. Let's try anime. We're going to have it do the brief again. We'll say focus on marketing use cases and generate. You can give it a lot more instruction if you'd like. And we will now take a look at the flashcards. I think the answer would be grown rather than programmed. Yep, good. I can answer my own flashcards. That's nice. So this next one is, what's the core mechanism by which large language models generate response? And let's say you're not sure, you can check the answer, but more importantly, you can click explain, and it will then open up the dialogue and you can go deeper into the information. This is a phenomenal learning mechanism, and I hope you take full advantage of the flashcard feature. You can also have it write a study guide. There's lots of different things you can do. You can get to create a quiz, which you should try. We can see that we already have the audio part generated, so let's take a quick look at that. Okay, let's check out the audio and the video. The audio generated a brief. This is 1 minute and 33 seconds, so a pretty good brief. You can get an in-depth one, by the way, if you want, but let's take a listen.
This is the brief on advanced AI techniques transforming marketing. So for marketers, the game is really changing. It's not just about using simple AI tools anymore. We're talking about mastering complex prompts and even using specialized AI agents to work for you. This whole shift is how you unlock huge efficiency gains and get some really deep customer insights. Okay, first up, AI can now automate creating really high-value marketing stuff. Think about those complex executive-level presentations or sales decks. You know, things that used to take days? Well, now they can be done in just a few hours. This is a game changer because it frees up so much time that used to be just sunk into design and prep work. Second, and this is where it gets really powerful for marketers, AI can now model customer personas with incredible accuracy. It does this using a technique called retrieval augmented generation, or RAG for short. Basically, you can feed the AI your own private customer data, and it creates these chattable profiles. It's like having a virtual focus group on demand, letting you get insights way faster. And finally, you've got to realize that marketing is now one of the top 3 areas getting massive AI investment. This is causing a huge shift in how teams are structured. Leaders are hiring digital labor, which means your role is changing into an agent boss, someone who builds and manages a team of specialized AIs to get way more done. So mastering this kind of AI and managing these agents is absolutely essential if you want to unlock some radical productivity and truly understand your audience.
So I can tell that drew from the video that we uploaded from YouTube, which was Nate B. Jones talking about using AI to generate PowerPoint slides and saving time. I could see it drew from the Microsoft article about becoming an agent boss. I could see that drew from some of the training materials and content about the personas and some of the exercises we did around that area. So in 90 seconds, it packed in quite a lot from the 20 different sources. And if you want to give it more direction about what you want to focus on, it will do that for you using that pencil button to customize it. Now let's take a look at the video and see what you think of that output.
Let's completely rethink AI in your marketing. We're going to build a brand new flywheel.
So does this feel familiar? Buried in tasks with zero time for the big picture strategy?
Yeah, you're not alone. It's called the capacity gap, and it's a major hurdle for teams.
AI is more than just an assistant now. It's how you build real, unstoppable momentum. So let's build it, the AI marketing flywheel, a system that actually powers itself. And get this, a full 80% of us feel like we just don't have the time or energy. The solution? Think of it as intelligence on tap, AI that acts like digital labor to fill that gap. Okay, but first, you gotta master the fundamentals. And that all starts with prompting.
A great prompt has structure. Just remember this: context, role, objective, approach, and output.
Today's AI tools are packed with features for marketers to organize, research, write, and repeat tasks. So, where do we start? Let's tackle a huge time sink for every marketer: presentations. With a solid prompt, AI can spit out a polished, executive-ready deck in minutes. Seriously. And what about visuals? AI can generate incredible, on-brand images for any campaign you can dream up. Heck, it'll even draft entire video scripts for you. Talk about fast-tracking your content strategy. Okay, content's out there generating data. Now the flywheel really starts to pick up speed. For instance, AI can analyze your campaign data. Check out this MLB ad response chart. The insight? Bid way less on weekends. That's data turning directly into ad spend strategy.
But let's take deeper. Who exactly is converting on those weekdays?
This is where a cool technique called a RAG comes in. It lets AI use your data to build personas.
And voila, you get a data-driven persona like Jenna. This insight then fuels smarter content creation.
See, this is way bigger than just tasks. It's about your team becoming a frontier firm. You're building human agent teams. Marketers set the strategy, and AI agents get it done. And it's a journey, right? You go from AI as an assistant to fully agent-operated workflows.
So the AI part of your marketing team is ready to go. The real question is, are you?
Okay, I think that was pretty impressive, the way that wove together the different pieces of content and information. Now, some of the things that you can do, you can download this video, and we will put that in the link to make it available for everyone. You can also share it. You can also see the prompt that we used, and of course, it was very simple. We could edit that and make that far more robust. The Studio is an incredibly impressive and powerful set of features. NotebookLM overall, I think, is a really powerful way of weaving together lots of information. In my direct testing, I do find that the GPT and the projects is smarter and able to go deeper into the information than Google's NotebookLM at the moment, but the models are changing, and every time a new model or advance comes up, some of the capabilities level up, and sometimes one provider passes another. What I like about NotebookLM is it has really nice built-in features in Studio, like the flashcards, the mind maps, the audio, the video, and of course the ability to have a quick dialogue or discussion, the ability to take YouTube videos, especially if they're longer. I'll ask the AI to summarize it for me, and it's a great time-saving tool. In terms of analytics, I will share this out later on, but if you decide to share a notebook out, you can see how many people are using it and so forth. You can also create the sharing part here and add people to a group. I'll set up a welcome note. I'm going to make this to where anyone with a link will have access. Viewers can chat with and view sources and notes. We could lock it down to where you could not necessarily view these sources, but we're going to leave that open so that you can give it a try. I hope you got a lot of great experience out of all of the classroom education, the hands-on exercises, and you are ready for the white belt testing. The white belt testing will take about 3 hours to do in total. It is going to involve you recording short videos showing that you have proven competency across all these different areas. If you do that, then you earn your white belt certificate and you'll be ready for the yellow belt. Thanks again.